Liz Cheney, the daughter of Dick Cheney. And you know, Dick Cheney endorsed Kamala Harris, right? So has Liz Cheney along with Dick Cheney. That's not something I would brag about. In fact, if Dick Cheney or Liz Cheney endorsed me, I wouldn't tell nobody. Would nobody know? I wouldn't even tell Mrs. Black. She'd be like, baby, why are you so quiet? I'd be like, nothing. Something happened? I'd be like, no, nothing happened, babe. Just meditating, that's all. I wouldn't even want her to know. I could see something's bothering you. Then I had to tell the truth. I'd be like, yo, baby, the Antichrist endorsed me. What? The Antichrist endorsed me. Okay, you dragged it out of me. The Antichrist endorsed me. I'm not proud of it. What did I do to deserve this? But look at Kamala Harris bathing in the basking and basking in the bathing in the sun of Liz Cheney's adoration. You can't make this shit up. There is no sound because there's nothing she would say that I would ever have a need for us to hear. But I would like to remind people who Dick Cheney is, for all the kids out there who may have stolen their mother's computer. Well, I don't mean little kids. If you're under 40, you're a kid. Sorry. Dick Cheney is a war criminal. Once upon a time, people didn't like war criminals. And these people that said they wanted peace. So here goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 things, 6 things, 6 good reasons why people should not want to be happy about Liz Cheney endorsing them. Number 1, Dick Cheney has been accused of war crimes related to the Iraq War, particularly due to his role in advocating for policies that led to the invasion of Iraq in 2003. It was based on faulty, lying, bogus intelligence that the Iraqis had weapons of mass destruction, which he knew they did not. Subsequently, estimates of about anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million Iraqis were obliterated, wiped off the earth. Yeah, once upon a time, it would not be a good thing to get an endorsement from Liz Cheney or Dick Cheney. Number 2, obstruction of justice and perjury. While not directly charged, because he's a very powerful guy, this was back when they didn't charge presidents. Cheney's name came up in the context of Valerie Plame affair. The Valerie Plame affair, where his chief of staff, Scooter Libby, was convicted of perjury. Sound familiar? Obstruction of justice, making false statements to federal investigators. Although Cheney was not indicted, his involvement in the discussions leading up to the outing of Plame's identity as a CIA agent has been scrutinized. Financial misdealings, number 3. There have been allegations related to the time at Halliburton. You know, Halliburton, big time hand in the piggy bank guy, black ops, makes money off the off the military industrial complex, goes in war for profit, that Halliburton. We're talking about no big contracts awarded to the company during the Iraq War. Although those dealings have fueled controversy and criticism, they haven't resulted in criminal charges against Cheney himself, but we all know. Don't we all know, folks? We all know. That's a good reason not to want him, because the guy's a crook. Not in a fun way either. Not in the way like, you know, Trump giving a centerfold $30,000 not to write a book. Crooked either. Shooting incident. Well, it's not a crime, but it sure is a reason not to want a guy around. I mean, he shot his friend in the face. Five, war profiteering. War profiteering. Yeah, that's right. Critics have accused Cheney of using his influence for personal or corporate gains through Halliburton. Yeah. So not only did he give the the misdealings with Halliburton, but also making money himself personally and for the company. So yeah, those are problems. So for all those reasons, folks, there are some people who may conclude maybe an endorsement from Dick Cheney wouldn't be a good idea. But hey, that Kamala, all is well. All is well. In fact, the media is not critical at all. And you know what, guys, what this should do, and what I'm hoping some of us, well, hell, I hope all of us, most of us, I would like to aim for the stars and say, oh, but let's just go for it. My hope is that some of us have the capability to read between the lines here about what's happening. Anytime you have both sides of this corporate garbage coming together like they have for Kamala Harris, that can't be good. Yeah, it means they've all agreed upon a certain set of rules in an allegiance to themselves, not to each other or to any particular ideology. In fact, they have no ideology. That would mean they'd have ethics of some kind. They have none of that. What they have is corporate interest. What they have in common is they want to take. And they want to bulldoze over anyone who would speak up against it, anyone who won't go along with it. That's where all the censorship comes from. That's where all of the lies and the gaslighting come from. They're both in on it. Both parties are in on it, folks. This embracing of Dick Cheney and Dick Cheney's daughter by the Democratic Party with no pushback from Democrats. Not really. Like, instead, they call it progress. Progress to what? Burning in hell? Progress to completely selling your soul? 1 million dead Iraqis for financial gain on a lie, spearheaded by Dick Cheney. And he writes an op-ed endorsing Kamala Harris, and she doesn't say, hey, I repudiate it. Instead, they make jokes on CNN and MSNBC about how strange bedfellows this political thing is. The evil Trump has brought us all together. That's scary. It really is scary. I mean, it's very scary. But what is sad, folks, what is sad, and I mean sad meaning sad, tragic, horrific, are the people who actually buy it. They buy the idea that this is good. Trump has brought us together because it's so evil. What, he took us to an illegal war where we killed 1 million people? Oh, no, he didn't, did he? Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't. What did he do? What did he do then? Oh, that's right. He had an affair with a porn star. Hey, man. I'm happily married Tim Black, but I'll tell you this. There are worse things people can do than have a one-night affair with someone 30 years ago. And then I want somebody to write a book about it. I wonder. I got a feeling that many of the politicians that were talking smack, and many of the politicians that are up in arms about it, have done way worse. Way worse. We got some of the sanctimonious jackasses sitting at home, too. They've done way worse. Yeah. Look, man, when you get to the point where you are plotting, when you're applauding Dick Cheney's endorsement, when you applaud Liz Cheney going on the road with you, it's sort of like something that Byron Donalds brought up the other day when he was on the Breakfast Club. I've yet to cover that. I'm going to cover it. He said, a lot of people talk a lot of smack about Donald Trump, but back in the early 90s, he was running for president. A lot of people don't know that. He ran for president with this weird party. It was like a libertarian type party, the something party, the justice party, the something weird. It was an upstart party. And he was excited about it. And yeah, he wanting to get into politics. But then they brought in somebody into that party that he found totally disagreeable. That person's name was Bill Duke. Sorry. Not Bill Duke, Duke, the David Duke, the other Duke. Big difference. Yeah, that's right. David Duke joined the political party that Donald Trump was a part of in its early formation. And Donald Trump said, hey, man, I'm out of here, man. I got to leave. And he publicly said, I can't be in a party that would have in a Klan member, a racist like David Duke. I'm out.
Close up this morning, Donald Trump. After months of toying with the idea of running for president on the Reform Party ticket, the billionaire real estate developer has finally made a decision. I sat down with Donald Trump and asked him what he's going to do.
I've made my decision. I'm not going to be running. The party is, as you know, self-destructing. Jesse has left, and that's a problem. And so I will not be running.
Not running for the nomination of the Reform Party, or not considering any run for the presidency this time around?
Not considering a run.
Nothing could change your mind with that?
No, totally not.
When you say the party is self-destructing, what do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party. Buchanan's a disaster, as we've, covered. Jesse's a terrific guy who just left the party.
And he left the party. Now, David Duke hates the blacks. David Duke hates other people as well, whose names we better not even mention, or we might get shadow banned. But I don't know if David Duke is responsible for 500,000 Iraqis being killed. But that was still enough for Trump to be like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to be a part of your party. I'm good. I'll just sit it out. The way that they judge Trump is not the way they judge other people. They like, we got Kamala Harris. She had no problems being endorsed by a baby killer, by a fraudster, a real fraudster. You know how many Americans died in Iraq? A lot more than needed to. That's what I know. Don't know the exact number, but I know a lot more than should have. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is we got ourselves a problem in our elections. We got ourselves a problem in both of these parties, and we got ourselves a problem of the soul. We have a conscience problem, and we got a smell test problem, because some people don't know. They're standing in a pool of cow dung, and they're going, I don't know. I can't put my finger on what that smells like. Smells like uniparty, baby. Yeah, man. If you let the corporate media run your life. You listen to CNN and MSNBC and CBS and PBS and all of them, man. All of those corporate liberal leaning. And don't get me wrong, Fox News is not much better, but for the basis of this argument, we talk about the corporate leaning, liberal leaning garbage, man. Come on. They'll have you believing the devil is your friend. Hey, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is the savior. I don't believe no shit like that. But he ain't the devil. But if you think he is, what do you think Dick Cheney is? And why would you want his endorsement? And why would you not repudiate and reject it? And why would you go on tour with his daughter, who espouses the same warmongering garbage? Why? Because they can. And because we have a media that will not excoriate, obliterate her in every column, in every article. Instead, we get to see big 30-foot, 40-foot, 50-foot statues of Trump naked. And they laugh. This should wake everyone up, folks, to what we're really dealing with. Hey, not for nothing. You know, when David Duke he said he endorsed Trump. Why do you think he did that? He did it because 20 years earlier, Trump left the party and shamed him for joining a party that he was in. So to pay him back and to help his enemies, because he hated Trump more than he hated the Democrats and Republicans, he pretended that Trump was a friend or that he liked Trump. And he knew it would hurt him and that you would believe it and that the media would print it and they would call him the racist. But it was the opposite. Trump was a guy who left the party over Duke being involved. And you ain't got to believe me. It's just a part of the historical record. You can look it up for yourselves. What I tell you is Scott's honor. It's real. We got a problem, and our problem is our media. And those people are not curious enough to question it. All right, guys, hit the like button for me. Hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Let's kill it.